Hello and welcome to the Wayne State Coaches Show, an exclusive here on MyWayneNews.com. I'm Mike Carnes. We're here to talk Wildcat Athletics, and we will talk with Wayne State track and field coach Marlon Brink as Wildcats get ready for the Northern Sun Conference tournament this weekend. We'll talk about that and more here on this edition of the Wayne State Coaches Show right after this timeout.
The Coaches Show is sponsored by Pack and Save. Pack and Save is a proud supporter of Wildcat Athletics and is your one-stop shop for savings. Check out Pack and Save's excellent produce and find the best cuts in their grade A meat department. Be sure to stop at the Top Notch Deli where you can find their amazing fried chicken, daily lunch specials, and all the fixings for your next tailgate or viewing party. Pack and Save is open from 7:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week, and their staff is waiting to help you for all of your grocery needs. Pack and Save, your one-stop shop for savings in Wayne, America. Go Cats!
Welcome back to the Wayne State Coaches Show, and time to talk indoor track and field with Marlon Brink. The Wildcats getting their last licks in before the conference championships this weekend. They took part in the South Dakota State Last Chance Invite on Friday up in Brookings, South Dakota. Got some good marks up there, including another school record for Michaela Marvin. Won the pole vault with a school record mark of 11 feet 7 inches, and one of two winners on the weekend for Wayne State. Jordan Pester was the other winner for the Wildcat women, winning the 200-meter dash in 25.84 seconds. And we've talked about Michaela several times, and that school record just keeps kind of moving up. You're gonna have to mark that out there in pencil for
I know.
for the time being.
Yeah, you know, she had a good series of vaults up there. She made her first attempts on all the vaults up through, I think, 11.7. Then she took 3 attempts at it's just under 11.11, 11.10 and 3/4, and had a really good attempt on her second effort there and almost cleared that one. But I think she's got some more in her yet, and so yeah, I think she'll continue to keep bumping that up there, and she keeps getting better each week.
Yeah, and then Jordan winning the 200. How's her mark looking?
She had a good race there. She won't be running the 200 at the conference meet. She's going to focus just on the 400. She's setting third in the conference right now in that event, whereas in the 200 she's a little bit further down the list there. So she's got a really good shot at being in contention, maybe even for the win in the 400 if things worked out well. And so she's had a great season so far. Basically every time she stepped on the track, she's had either a lifetime best or seasonal best for her, and so she's one that's also been improving a lot this season as we went through.
And Brooklyn Chips getting an NCAA provisional mark in the weight throw, went 56.7.5. That's her first provisional mark, or?
Yeah, that was the first time Brooklyn's hit provisional. Actually, that Brett was telling me is the best freshman throw we've ever had in the weight throw. So that's really quite an accomplishment considering the list of throwers that we've had over the years have done well. So we're excited about what she's doing there, and she just is the one that also keeps continuing to improve as the season goes along here.
And then Mackenzie Shell was actually ahead of her, finishing at 57.9, which I think is, I don't know if that's her best. That's not her best.
She's had a better mark earlier in the season. She's currently sitting, I think, 15th in the nation in the weight throw, so she probably is going to get in with that mark, we hope.
Okay, and Kenzie Sullivan finishing 6th in that event, 54.25. Some other highlights from the women. Allie Rosner was 2nd in the 3,000-meter run at 11 minutes 42.32 seconds, and Joan Gelamo was 3rd in the 800-meter run at 2:19.18. On the men's side, 3 second-place finishes for the Wildcats. Cade Kelkowski in the weight throw, Preston Davis in the 60-meter hurdles, and Mikhail Sands in the long jump. And then Dylan Kopp with a NCAA provisional mark in the weight throw at 61 meters or 61 feet 5 3/4 inches, finished 4th there.
Yeah, you know, that was an improvement for Dylan. Unfortunately, it didn't move him much up in the rankings. He's still sitting about 22nd, so he's just a little bit outside of what it's probably going to take to get in. He'll probably have to get over 19 meters, which is about 62 feet in the weight throw there. And, you know, we think he's got it in him. It's just a matter of hitting that right throw at the conference championships this weekend, and hopefully he can punch his ticket then for nationals.
Preston Davis also finished 5th in the 200-meter dash, and some other highlights, Brock Haggerty getting 4th in the 1,000-meter run, and Jacob Kemper was 4th in the 600-meter run, to kind of highlight some of the efforts by the Wayne State track team there, and the complete results will be in the Wayne Herald this week. Northern Sun Conference Indoor Championships coming up Friday and Saturday in Mankato. Well, what can we look for out of Wayne State, the conference championships, you think?
Well, you know, we're hoping that both teams can finish in the top half. You know, that would be a good accomplishment, I think, for our squads there. It's going to be really close. Like on the women's, I've kind of been looking at the scoring there. There's kind of a clear-cut favorite with University of Mary. They're kind of heads and tails above everybody on the women's side there, but then it kind of drops off to the second tier, and then there's a third tier and a fourth tier almost. And so we really think that, you know, we can be at the top half of the conference there, and that'd be a good finish for our women's team. On the men's side, Mankato State's kind of the team to beat there, although the University of Mary might also kind of push them a little bit. But then again, it's kind of a 2- and 3-tier system where we think that we can be right in there with our athletes, and so we're hoping that we can have a top half finish there as well, and kind of duplicate what we did last year with the men's team there. Individually, we've got some kids that have really got a good shot at doing well. Like I said, Michaela Marvin, she's sitting second currently in the pole vault. Jordan Pester's sitting third in her event there. I'm trying to think who else here. Also, Jaden Wagner's sitting second in the shot put. She's doing very well. Mackenzie Shiles right up there in the weight throw. Robert Sullivan in the heptathlon on the men's side, he'll be one to contend with for a conference championship. Also Cade Kalkowski, he's sitting second in the weight throw right now. So we've got several kids that are right in the thick of things for being a conference champion, or at least earning all conference honors, which is a place in top 3 in their individual events respectively there.
And then looking ahead to nationals in a few weeks, so what are the chances right now for Wayne State?
Well, I'd say we've got several kids that are also looking at going to nationals. Cade, I would say for sure, is in the weight throw. He's sitting, I think, 8th right now in the nation with his mark. Robert's sitting 10th in the heptathlon. The heptathlon, they only take usually about 14 athletes, whereas the other events they'll take 18 usually. So he's a little bit more on the bubble, depending on how things go this weekend. Mackenzie Shile, I mentioned before, she's sitting, I think, 13th in the weight throw, and Jaden Wagner, I think, is 15th in the shot put. So they both have a shot at going to nationals. So we've got several kids that are in the mix there. If things work out well, we should have at least 4 to 6 athletes hopefully going to nationals there.
And then when do they make that announcement then on the national?
That'll be the Tuesday after this coming up weekend there, after conference. So this is the last weekend that people can get marks to qualify for national meet, and then the selection committee makes their determination on who gets in, and then we'll find out on that Tuesday.
Okay. All right, so we'll probably have those results in the Wayne Herald next week as far as who will go to nationals. Hopefully we'll get those goes in before the press deadline and have those in the paper next week, and we'll talk about the conference tournament on next week's show, and then we'll talk about nationals, I guess, before you guys take off.
Yeah, we'll have a pretty good idea after all the dust settles this weekend. There's a lot of other conferences that are having their conference championships as well, and so usually you see a little bit of shifting in the national standings on this weekend. There was a little bit this last weekend, but even more so on the conference championship weekend, and we'll have a pretty good idea by Sunday night for sure who we think is going to get in.
Okay. And then one other thing that we probably should mention, since Coach is here, since he's coach of the cross country team as well, the Wayne State cross country teams have received all academic team awards from the U.S. Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association. The men's team had a cumulative or team grade point average of 3.45. And the women's team, they're a bunch of smart ones. Their team average is 3.57. 8th straight year for the men's team to receive the honor, and the women's team 6th straight year. And so you obviously have some smart runners on that cross country team.
Yeah, well, it's one of the things that we stressed of all of our athletes, both on the cross country and the track teams, is that, the first reason they're here is to get their degree. And so we try to make that a point of emphasis for them to realize that that's what they're here for, and to do a good job in the classroom. And they have done a great job, like you mentioned, 8 years in a row for the men's team and 6 for the women's team. And we've got an even longer string, I think, on the track and field side. I think for 13 years on the women's side there. So they are a great bunch of student athletes, and we really, are glad that they do such a good job in the classroom there.
You bet. That's I think that's the thing that we sometimes forget, is that they are students. Yep. Students first, and an athlete second. So, but congratulations to both those Wayne State cross country teams for their achievements in the academic arena. So, well, good luck this weekend at the conference, and hopefully we have some good stuff to talk about next week.
You bet. Sounds good. Thanks, Mike.
All right, we'll take a time out and have more here on the Wayne State Coaches Show right after this timeout.
The Coaches Show is sponsored by Pack and Save. Pack and Save is a proud supporter of Wildcat Athletics and is your one-stop shop for savings. Check out Pack and Save's excellent produce and find the best cuts in their grade A meat department. Be sure to stop at the Top Notch Deli, where you can find their amazing fried chicken, daily lunch specials, and all the fixings for your next tailgate or viewing party. Pack and Save is open from 7:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week, and their staff is waiting to help you for all of your grocery needs. Pack and Save, your one-stop shop for savings in Wayne, America. Go Cats!
Welcome back to the Wayne State Coaches Show on MyWayNews.com. Some other news regarding Wayne State athletics. The Wayne State cross country teams received the All Academic Team Award from the U.S. Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association. You have to have a GPA of 3.0 or higher, and the Wayne State men had a 3.5 GPA, and the women had a 3.57. 8th straight year for the men to receive the honor, and the 6th straight year for the women's cross country team at Wayne State to receive that honor. So congratulations to both of those teams. Baseball action: the Wayne State baseball team improved to 5-1 on the year with a 3-game sweep in Fort Hays, Kansas last week. Excuse me. They won Wednesday on 5-4 decision on Wednesday. 7 starters had at least 1 hit as part of an 11-hit attack. Brendan Madsen was 3 for 5. Jake Lamar with 2 for 3, and Jake Lorenzini hit a solo homer. Adian Breedlove gets the win with 6 innings of work, strikes out 3, and allows 9 hits. On Thursday, they swept a doubleheader, winning 9-3 and 13-7. In the first game, Kyle Thompson hit a grand slam homer, and Bryce Basinius added a solo homer in the 7th. Hunter Wienhoff struck out 8 in 5 2/3 innings for the win there. And in the second game, Andrew Hansen had a huge game, 4 for 6, 2 homers, 2 doubles, 6 RBIs to lead a 16-hit attack. Aaron Ross gets the win, striking out 8 and allowing 4 hits. Wildcats back in action on Friday, March 1st. They'll have a 3-game series out in Colorado against Regis University. Wayne State softball team to open up its softball season. They were supposed to play in a tournament, but the tournament got canceled because of the weather, so they were able to get in a doubleheader with Southwest Baptist down in Bolivar, Missouri. They split that doubleheader, lost 5-3, and won the nightcap 8-5. In the first game, Annie Grammer doubled to highlight a 6-hit attack. Maddie Moser was the losing pitcher in that game. And in the nightcap, Wayne State scored 4 in the top of the 7th to come back for the win. Vasa Vidlak hit a 2-run homer to highlight the offense. McKenna Adkisson gets the win in her first college start. They'll be in Emporia, Kansas this weekend for the Emporia State Tournament beginning on Friday. That's going to do it for this week's edition of the Wayne State Coaches Show here on MyWayNews.com. Have yourselves a good one. We'll be back next week with another edition. Until then, this is Mike Carnes. We'll see you later.